Hey, this is Victor Antonio here. Just want to have a little chat with you today about success. So I'm often, asked a question about, Victor, how do you grow your business? For me, it's speaking, it's training, and people always ask me, well, how do you grow your business? And the question I always get is, how do you do it, and how can I get to that level? Fair question, fair question. The problem is that in many cases, when I explain what I do to people and what I had to do to get to where I'm at today, I always get the head nod like, okay, that makes sense, that makes sense. But then people leave the conversation, let's say after the phone call, and when I watch them on Facebook, YouTube, or other social media avenues, they're still doing the same thing. And it's always irritated to me because, if I spent an hour on the phone with you telling you basically what you need to do, here's the blueprint, here's the general outline of what you need to do, and an hour later, or I'll say a year later, you're still doing the same thing, it's kind of irritating. But so let's just kind of back up. So what do you need to do to be successful? Well, first of all, right now, probably in your mind is swirling all these great ideas of things you could be doing, right? Well, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I'm good at that, I'm good at that, I'm good at that. Man, I'm good at all these things, Victor. And I get that a lot when I ask people, I say, well, what are you good at? And I say, well, I'm good at that, the whole thing. And I always tell people that you can't serve more than one master. In other words, you can't be the jack of all trades and master of none. We've heard that before, right? But it's so true. If you tell somebody I'm good at this, and this, you're seen as a generalist. In today's market, people want a specialist, somebody who's very good at something. It's like the 10,000 hour rule, right? If you don't know what that is, it's essentially this, that for you to become an expert, you'll pretty much have to be in that business for 10,000 hours, which is a long time. That's how many hours you have to commit, which could take years to get to that level. Now, when you think about this, people want success like that. They want it right away. They're just like, the one I always get is like, Victor, I want to be a motivational speaker. I have a message to share with the world. I do. And I'm like, shut up. So does everybody. Everybody has a message to share with the world. You're not special. It's what I want to tell them, but I don't tell them that really. But I want to say to them, okay, great. You have a message to share with the world. I'm sure it's not anything they haven't heard already. Now, I don't want to tell them that because it's disappointing. But there's always that special element that maybe you do have a story and you can tell it in a certain way that does impact people. So I give them that much. And I give them the benefit of the doubt that that is what they have. But just because you have a message, it could be the greatest message in the world, right? Doesn't mean people are going to listen to you. You can go stand on a soapbox. You want to be a speaker, just go to a park, stand on the soapbox, and just start talking if you really want to be a speaker. But what they're really saying is, how do I become popular? How do I become famous? I hate that word. Popular is better. And what they're really saying is, how do I get people to, pay attention to me? And I always say that there's a lot of noise out there. You got TV, you got, the MP3 players, you got the video games, you got all the different websites you can download movies on, Netflix, Amazon. You got all these distractions on the internet. So for you to stand out, you really have to have something that's different. And if you don't have that, then you're just part of the noise. In engineering, there's always a thing called the signal to noise ratio. And think of noise at, let's say, at this level, right? That's all noise. And the signal has to be above that noise in order to be received. So what happens is, today there's so much noise out there that you have to figure out a way to create a strong signal. How do you create a strong signal? Well, one of the ways you create a strong signal, and this is where I wanted to go with originally with this, is that you have to tell people specifically what it is you want to do or how you can help them. So for example, people ask me, Victor, what's your thing, right? I always joke about that, my thing, right? And I always say sales is my thing. If you ask me to train on customer service, I'll say, no, don't do that. That's not me. If you ask me to train on leadership, I go, not really me. Could talk about it, probably be good at it, but it's not really me. If you ask me to talk about team building, definitely not me. It's just because I don't choose to play in that box, right? For me, it's all about sales. That's what I focus in on, and that's what I want people to take away when they say, who's Victor? Well, that's the sales guy. That's the blank guy, right? When people say, who are you? How do you think they describe you? What's the blank part? What's the blank girl or blank lady, blank guy, the blank man? What is it that they say? What is it that they say? What's your blank? And that's what you need to figure out first and foremost. So see, once you figure out your blank, for me it's sales. That's my blank, right? He's the blank guy, right? What's your blank? Once you got that, then that's the beginning. That is the beginning of building a speaking career, or if you're a consultant or some type of expert, you start building that around the blank. So unless you can fill in the blank, then you're always going to struggle. You're going to always offer a lot of different things, and people are not going to really know what it is you do or what value you have to offer. So from this day forward, what I want you to start thinking about, please think about the blank. Okay, you just got to fill in the blank. And that's, I don't know how else to put it. You got to fill in the blank. I always ask people, what's your blank? And they're like, what? It's, what's your blank? And once you choose your blank, then you take off in that direction. And then I get this one, but Victor, I have so many things I'm good at, as I've already stated. And I can fill in the blank with this, I can fill in the blank with that. Okay, I don't need to repeat myself again, do I? You have to pick, choose, select, and commit to that blank. If you can do that, again, that's the beginning of a great career, because once you say, you know what, I kind of like this, I choose to be good at this. And the better you become at it, the better you'll feel about yourself, because you know you're very good at it. And you're very good at it because people validate you by telling you, hey, I really love your stuff, I really enjoy your material. Once you feel validation, you'll want to learn more. See how it just kind of kicks in? It's like like a cycle. It just kind of keeps a positive feedback loop. Once you get great information out there, people give you great feedback back, then you want to learn more and share more. Then you learn more and share more. They feed back more great positive feedback, and the cycle continues. But if you just are average at a lot of little things, then people won't really want your advice or really want to talk to you. So I hope this helps. So I'm going to title this video, you need to fill in your blank. So my question to you is, what is your blank? Later.